6:37. It's the KRMG Afternoon News, and it's time for the BA Breakdown. We do this right here this time every Tuesday. We chat live with Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon. He joins us live. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm cold, Skylar.
Yeah,
That's all I could say.
It is cold. Thankfully, a little warmer tomorrow. I wanted to start with the weather. We spoke with Kenny Schwab, the Assistant City Manager of Operations, yesterday. He gave us the lowdown on how the streets were treated and how folks were keeping up with everything else in town. But I want to ask you something sort of similar. How did everything go from the city's perspective with the extreme cold that we've been through and the snow that we had?
Well, I've been very impressed with our crew's efforts. I mean, I've always said this my entire career is that every winter event is different. There's a lot of similarities, but based on how cold it is, the amount of snow you get, you have to prepare for everything. And I couldn't be prouder than the way we responded. Obviously when it's this cold, the material we put down, the sand and salt, doesn't work. It's got to get warm in order to activate it. We did get the roads pre-treated, which actually helped as the snow was coming down on Sunday. So I think we're in great shape. We're going to continue to do the plowing on our arterials and some of the residential areas as the temperatures warm up. Right now, it's just really difficult to do that. Utilities is a real concern right now. Quite frankly, we've had about 30 calls so far. Most of them broken lines. I think that is the potential is going to continue as we get a little bit warmer. So we've got our folks ready to go should there be an incident. If we do have an incident, we'll put notice out to those folks are affected and then get back up as soon as we can. But otherwise, police and fire, they've handled some routine calls that go along with so far with this kind of weather. No injuries reported, and just couldn't be happier. Fleet maintenance, Ryan Bays and his team. With this kind of weather, it can be very difficult, and I couldn't be happier with the job that his team did to keep our vehicles and equipment running during this event.
I actually saw for the first time earlier it's just last couple of days, I saw a commercial on TV for the amphitheater project happening out in town. I thought, wow, they're buying ads for this thing. So I do know that there was that town hall last week where folks could come out and hear directly from the folks at Notes Live, the company behind this big amphitheater. I just wanted to ask you how that went, and if you or they, being the folks at Notes Live, heard anything from citizens or vice versa that was worth mentioning, standing out.
Well, I'm a transparency guy, and I couldn't be happier. We had almost 120 citizens and interested parties come out to NSU, and I just want to send a shout-out to NSU and their president, Dr. Hanley, for working with us to allow us to use their auditorium. It was an awesome facility to have this, and the turnout was great. Bob Mudd from Notes Live and I were able to answer the questions, and there are obviously a lot of questions. Their presentation was very thorough. And there are a few follow-up questions that we're looking at. Obviously, when you start talking about traffic and the potential that it could have an impact, I think we really dug down or drilled down, I should say, into trying to answer those questions. And I felt like 90% of the people that were there were positive about it, and we assured them that we're trying to create a great experience, and that includes trying to reduce the impact the amphitheater is going to have on those that live in the area. And I think we're going to be able to accomplish that. So now the next steps are just to keep moving forward, get our TIF district passed this evening. I feel good about the council's approval of that, and then just final up those construction schedules so we can hopefully get out to public bid sometime late this spring.
When I talk to people about this, and this may be a question for Notes Live, but they always say, when the announcement came out, that they were promising 40 or more events a year, and you look at 52 weeks in a year, that's going to be very busy. And I wonder if that's one of the complaints or one of the concerns that neighbors brought up is kind of a constant noise, not just here and there, but they would be really busy with that many events. Actually,
Mr. Mudd explained that the schedule is going to be from April to October, and obviously it gets a little cool to be able to have outdoor concerts. That was explained to everyone, and we explained that they'll have the schedule be out a year in advance, and we'll be submitting that schedule to the school district for make sure that there's a coordination with their activities. No one seemed to express a concern specifically, about how many days a week, but they did talk about there could be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as the primary days, and having 8 months to do it with anywhere from 45 to 60 events. Should be hopefully they'll spread things out pretty evenly amongst those 8 months.
512, you're listening to the KRMG Afternoon News, and we are talking with Michael Spurgeon, the city manager out in Broken Arrow, for the BA Breakdown. I know we're a ways out here, but I just want to kind of set the stage because we'll talk about it when we get a little closer. I know the city is working on another Community Services Expo, and this has been done before, but could you remind us what that's about and when this next one's going to be?
I appreciate that, Skylar. And one of the most important things I believe we do every year is our Community Service Expo. It used to be our Homeowners Association annual basically event that we got together. We changed it to be more community service because all the departments in the organization actually are there. And it's going to be on Saturday, February 10th from 9 a.m. to noon at Stony Creek Conference Center here in Broken Arrow. And we want all of our citizens, the HOAs, interested parties to come out because we've got a whole lineup of classes and sessions that we're going to be giving to our community about different things that I believe are important to them and the council thinks more importantly are important to them. The amphitheater is going to be talked about. We're going to talk about growth and prosperity. We'll be discussing water. Also, we're going to be having some discussions about something that's very important to me, and that's domestic violence prevention. That is very, very important for everyone, and just a whole host of classes, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about it because this is something we do every year, and we just want to showcase all the great services that we have available for our citizens and businesses.
Well, Michael, appreciate you joining us as always. We'll talk again next week.
Okay, stay warm, Skylar, and look forward to it.